BlackRock is no longer joking. The market is slowly making a comeback today. Finally, the Shiba Inu's bleeding stopped. Suddenly, the entire Bitcoin industry is in a frenzy. Dark Horse Capital stepped in out of nowhere and bought millions. Analysts are failing to provide signals. Shiba Inus may finally experience unprecedented success. Would this be enough? I will explain it more clearly. Your daily dose of Shiba wealthy coins is here. If you are interested in Shiba and want to learn more, you have come to the right place. Subscribe if you want to know what's happening in the cryptocurrency market and get the most up-to-date news predictions. Make sure you hit the like button to get more Shiba news. Everybody here at Shiba Inu is enjoying a great day. What appeared like an endless war has finally come to a temporary halt, yet the expense is actually going up. Considering how tough the past few days have been, it's still a big step forward. The decrease of Shiba Inus has recently halted, albeit it was declining before. Investors can breathe a sigh of relief as the price maintained its stability and even rose little. Being confident is coming back. Now that things have leveled out, folks are less worried about making a move. The community truly needed the Shiba Inu to stabilize, and they're doing just that, as is evident when examining the chart from last week. It might be a sign that the storm is going to pass, which would be great news for investors. But the interesting part starts now. An analyst uncovered a shocking discovery that the average person would have missed at first. Into the block data also shows that a lot of the big whales that handle a lot of the supply, the Shiba Inu holders, have significantly slowed down their in and outflows over the past day. A shocking 80% drop in total mobility is what we're talking about. While that might raise some red flags, the underlying story is actually quite bullish. Despite this substantial slowdown, the net flow, the true disparity between the incoming and outgoing Shiba Inu, turned positive. In contrast to the previous day when outflows were substantially higher, whales were releasing more Shiba Inu than they were taking in. Having said that, the gap has been greatly reduced since then. Despite less overall movement, the balance has shifted from selling to accumulation, which is a big adjustment. What this means is that the market's most powerful actors are not dumping their products. Since the price is still low, they are secretly buying more Shiba Inus. An exemplary display of self-assurance, that is. Many whales believe that by hoarding assets instead of selling them, they might achieve a significant increase in value. They aren't freaking out. By doing so, they are positioning themselves for the next major run. However, bear with me for a moment, this may appear strange to you. A major incident occurred at Blackrock today as well. This isn't just unconnected, it's also a sign that Shiba Inu might feel pressured to pump with great vigor. Would you like to know more about the details? But before we get there, let's talk about the potentially game-changing significant upgrade that the Shiba Inu development team is working on. A Shibberium test network called PuppyNet recently introduced the Karma system, and the community couldn't have asked for anything more. You can earn points under the Karma reward system for anything you accomplish in the Shiba Inu ecosystem. Token burning, buying metaverse territory, staking, and creating liquidity are just a few of the many uses. As your participation increases, so does your payment. But let me tell you why this matters. As a result, demand rises. Participation from more people reduces the supply of Shiba Inu, since more of them are locked up, staked, and burned. Not to mention that when demand is high and supply is low, prices can go higher. Until it launches on the main Shibberium network, Karma isn't testing, but it might revolutionize the game. Increased activity, demand, and burning tend to set off rallies according to past experience. If we're talking about more action, Blackrock has dropped a massive new album. They just spent millions of dollars on Bitcoin. The fact is that they are purchasing the dip. Even though the market is underperforming, the biggest asset manager in the world is amassing fortune. When giants in a field like Blackrock put money into Bitcoin, you know what that means. The big bucks are waiting for something. Their behavior is predictable. They get everything in order before anyone notices in the market. The issue takes an even more intriguing turn at this point. Whales also started congregating out of nowhere, and we just saw some Shiba Inus. Less movement but more inflows than outflows. It seems like they're all on the same page, grabbing whatever they can while prices are low. Also, whale accumulation usually occurs before a big shift, at least in the past. Shiba Inu whales are aggregating. It's all coming together as Blackrock dives into cryptocurrency. If demand keeps growing and supply keeps getting limited, the price of Shiba Inu can go up a notch. But there's more. A leading expert recently made a groundbreaking announcement on Twitter. After that, an individual with a whale mentality spent over $11 million on Ethereum. That is a significant purchase indeed. Furthermore, it is consistent with the broader trend of massive Ethereum accumulation by whales. To answer your question, that is Ethereum. I don't see how this relates to Shiba Inus, but when whales do this with Ethereum, it usually means the market is about to get really active. When institutional investors start putting money into cryptocurrencies like Shiba Inu, it usually causes a domino effect in the market. Can you tell me what it means for Shiba Inus? The entry of more large competitors into the market could lead to a rise in demand for Shiba Inus. Remember that whales aren't just sitting on Ethereum, they're looking for opportunities too, especially if they're thinking about putting money into projects like Shiba Inu. Given the increasing popularity of cryptocurrencies and the big purchases being made by Ethereum whales, Shiba Inu could be set for a meteoric rise. This too has the potential to solidify matters. You can trace it back to the Shiba Inu group. Lucy, the Shiba Inu brand's official spokesperson, made a bold announcement not long ago. In an X post, she declared that Shibberium's golden age has arrived. The idea is bold, isn't it? But it's not without real substance. From the team's official account Shibberium Updates, she sent a strong statement. The most important phase of Shibberium's development thus far is about to begin. Do not let yourself be shaken, that is Lucy's message. She also has an ulterior reason for saying this. Fast progress and change were hallmarks of this age, according to the Shibberium team, who drew parallels to other pivotal periods in history, like the Gilded Age. Additionally, Shibberium has moved into the same building. It's no longer just an innovative experiment. Building infrastructure and creating value are the main aspects. Think about it, whaling is progressing for Shiba Inu whales. The Shiba Inu crew has just announced some big news, and Blackrock is piling Bitcoin. Along with the growth of the ecosystem comes an increase in price. At this time, everything might start to shift, and Shiba Inu will go from promising to undeniably successful. If the recent price drop hasn't moved you, here are a few things to think about. Although Shiba Inu numbers have been falling precipitously, one scientist is hopeful that environmental changes may hold the key to a full recovery. The support of Shiba Inu's investors is crucial at the moment. At this point, a number of factors are coming together, and updates such as Shibberium's golden age and the karma system may be the perfect thing for Shiba Inu to turn things around. Things become even more interesting at this point though. Despite the price fall, the burn meter for Shiba Inus has climbed by over 12,000% in the past 2 days. This bodes well for the project's sustainability in the long run, since it shows that the ecosystem is reducing the supply of Shiba Inus. Nevertheless, despite this drastic reduction in supply, the price hasn't reacted in the way expected. But it doesn't rule out the possibility that the transfer may take place soon. When factors like Shibberium metering, whales steadily increasing their numbers, and increasing deflationary pressure are considered, it becomes clear that the stage is being prepared for a substantial recovery. Beyond that, Shiba Inu's real power comes from their ecology, and as that ecosystem evolves and becomes more complex, the price will grow. Perhaps this is the calm before the storm, but it may be a while. If things turn around and the pattern reverses, Shiba Inus can see considerable rises. When thinking about the future, Shiba Inu are also well positioned. According to what Lucy, the chief marketing officer for Shiba Inu, said in her tweet, the most robust surroundings aren't built during bull runs. They are shaped in the bear. She executed it flawlessly. While the rest of the world went